Your laptop has 3 USB-C ports. Your old desktop had 6 different ones. Why? And why is every single device moving to just one port? In the next 8 minutes, you'll understand every port on your computer and why the multi-port PC is officially dead. Let's go. Let's start with USB, the foundation of modern connectivity. USB stands for Universal Serial Bus, and it's been the workhorse for 30 years. USB comes in 3 shapes. Type A, the rectangular one you've been using forever. Type B, the bulky one for printers. Type C, the reversible one taking over everything. But shape is just the beginning. USB also has different speeds, and this is where it gets interesting. USB 2.0, ancient history, 480 megabits per second. Black ports, too slow for today, skip it. USB 3.0 and 3.1, these are the standards you see today, 5 to 10 gigabits per second. Blue ports, that's 20 times faster than USB 2.0, these are the ones you want. USB 3.2 goes to 20 gigabits per second. USB 4 reaches 40 gigabits per second, using Type C shape. But here's reality. Most computers still use USB 3.0 and 3.1. Here's the trend. USB is consolidating. All these versions are being killed off and replaced by one thing, Type C. Faster, simpler, more powerful. But there's one USB feature creating massive confusion right now, and we need to talk about it next. Type C is the revolution happening right now, and most people don't even realize it. Major manufacturers, Apple, Google, Dell, Lenovo, are removing all other ports and going Type C only. Your new MacBook? Type C. Your new iPad? Type C. Your new iPhone? Type C. Why? Because Type C can do literally everything. One Type C cable charges your laptop, transfers data at 40 gigabits per second, sends video to an external monitor, and delivers 240 watts of power simultaneously. No separate charging port, no separate video port, just Type C. Here's the trend impact. Buy a laptop with Type C today, and it's designed to last 5 to 7 years with just Type C. No adapters needed in the future. That's the promise. The catch? Power delivery specs matter. A cheap Type C cable might deliver 5 watts. A premium one delivers 240 watts. Always check specs when buying a charger. But this is the direction. Type C exclusivity is coming. And when we move to the next port, the one 90% of you have plugged into your monitor or TV right now, you'll see a completely different story. Because HDMI is fighting hard to stay relevant. HDMI, high-definition multimedia interface, is the most common way you connect your computer to a display. And here's the thing, HDMI is fighting to stay relevant. Why? Because USB-C can now do what HDMI does. But HDMI has one advantage. It's the universal standard. Every TV, every monitor, every projector has HDMI. It's the default. That's powerful. Unlike VGA, which is completely dead, HDMI carries both video and audio through one cable. That's why it won. Now, HDMI versions matter, but I'm simplifying this. You need to know 3 things. First, HDMI 2.0. This is the standard on most displays today. 4K at 60 Hz. Clear, smooth, good enough for gaming, streaming, video work. Basically, everything normal people do. Second, HDMI 2.1. This is the new standard on high-end TVS and gaming monitors. 8K at 60 Hz or 4K at 120 Hz. It's overkill for most people right now, but it's future-proof. Third, if you see older HDMI 1.4, it's too slow for 4K gaming. Skip it. Here's the trend. HDMI is evolving, but it's becoming optional. USB-C can do video now. DisplayPort can do video. HDMI is no longer the only game in town, it's just the most common one. And that brings us to the port designed for people who say, HDMI is convenient, but I need more. Enter the professional's favorite. DisplayPort is the port that nobody talks about, but professionals obsess over. Here's why. DisplayPort has one superpower, daisy chaining. That means one cable can drive multiple monitors in a series. One monitor connects to your computer, then the second monitor connects to the first, and so on. Picture this. A video editor with 3 4K monitors. Old setup? 3 separate HDMI cables to 3 separate ports. Modern setup? 1 DisplayPort cable. Done. It's elegant, it's powerful, and most consumers have never heard of it. DisplayPort versions? Keep it simple. DisplayPort 1.4 handles 8K at 60 Hz or 4K at 120 Hz. That's the one you want. Older versions are outdated. Here's the trend. DisplayPort is perfect for professionals, but it's too niche for mainstream adoption. HDMI dominates because everyone has it. DisplayPort remains the secret weapon of content creators, which brings us to the port that makes everyone else look slow. Thunderbolt is Intel and Apple's answer to the question, what if we removed all limits? Thunderbolt is fast, absurdly fast. Thunderbolt 3, 40 gigabits per second. That's 4 times faster than USB 3.1. Thunderbolt 4, same speed but guaranteed reliability on all cables. Thunderbolt 5, we just hit 120 gigabits per second, 3 times faster than Thunderbolt 4. But here's what makes Thunderbolt special. It's not just about speed. Thunderbolt 3 can handle 2 4K monitors at 60 Hz or a single 4K at 120 Hz. But the wildest use case? Connect an external GPU to a thin laptop via Thunderbolt, and suddenly it has desktop-level gaming performance. One cable. Game over. Here's the honest truth about Thunderbolt. It's for enthusiasts and professionals only. Most people don't need it. It's expensive and only premium laptops and desktops have it. But if you're building a high-performance setup or a content creation workstation, Thunderbolt is the technology that makes everything else feel slow. Now, let's step back from the extreme performance world. Most people just need to access the internet reliably. Ethernet is the port nobody appreciates until they need it. It's simple. Plug a cable from your computer to your router for internet access. That's it. Why does it matter? 2 words: latency and stability. Wi-Fi is convenient. You get wireless freedom, but wireless means conversion. Your data becomes radio waves, travels through the air, and gets converted back to data. That conversion adds delay. Latency. For browsing and streaming, you won't notice. But for competitive gamers, that's the difference between winning and losing. Ethernet is direct. No conversion. Data goes straight from your computer to the router to the internet. Lower latency, higher stability, full bandwidth all the time. Here's the trend. Most people use Wi-Fi and don't care. But Wi-Fi 6E and Wi-Fi 7 are getting faster, which is shrinking Ethernet's advantage. Still, for streaming, gaming, or high bandwidth work, Ethernet remains unbeaten. Now we've covered power, video, and internet. But what about sound? Because there's one port that's been around for 40 years and refuses to die. The 3.5mm audio jack. It's been around since the 1960s. It refuses to die even though everyone says it's dead. Here's the backstory. Computers used to have 2 audio jacks. One for speakers, one for microphone. Why? Because old audio jacks were TRS, tip ring sleeve, meaning they could only handle audio output or audio input, not both. Modern audio jacks are TRRS, one extra ring. Now they handle both input and output. That's why most laptops have just one audio jack. Everything flows through one port. Is the audio jack disappearing? Yes. iPhones ditched it years ago. Many Ultrabooks are ditching it, but millions of people have wired headphones. And those headphones aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Now, we've talked about the obvious ports: USB, HDMI, Ethernet, audio. But there's one feature that most people don't know exists, and it could save your life, literally. Here's something 99% of computer users don't know. Some USB ports work even when your PC is completely powered off. Seriously, turn off your laptop, your phone dies. You plug it into that yellow or red USB port, and it charges. This is called sleep and charge. And it's a hidden superpower that most people never use. Why is this useful? Because you don't need to keep your entire laptop running just to charge a phone. It's a small feature, but it saves power and solves a real problem. Now here's what I want you to do. Tell me in the comments, which port do you use the most? And what would you sacrifice to make your laptop USB-C only? Drop your answers in the comments. I read every single one, and I'll pin the best comment. And if this helped you understand your computer better, please like this video and subscribe to CS Bytes.